Right, guys, welcome to the second game of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman on this Saturday morning here in South Africa. It is the Chiefs up against the Brumbies. So, what is important about this game probably is the fact that no Australian team has won so far in this competition. It is 8 from 8 for the New Zealand franchises. And one get this feeling that this is their best chance today to finally get a win. It is the Brumbies up against the Chiefs. So the Brumbies with a chance to get back one for the Australian teams. We'll have to wait and see whether that happens today. Quickly have a look through the lineup here for the Chiefs side. Chase Tia at fullback, Balen Sullivan at 14, Anton Leonard-Brown, and Alex Nankivel forming the midfield combination. Jonah Lowe on the left wing. Then Damian McKenzie today playing at 10, along with Brad Weber at 9. Also, the captain for today is Anton Leonard-Brown. So we're in for quite an astonishing game today. The forwards of this Chiefs side, Aiden Ross, Samisoni Takiaho, Sione Mafilio, Josh Lord, Tupo Vai, Liam Messam, Lakeland Boshier, and Luke Jacobson. So a very formidable loose trio for this Chiefs side today. And then the likes of Aiden Ross, Mafilio, and Takiaho up front should be a firm combination for this team as well. Then looking at the Brumbies side for today's game, Tom Banks, Salamone, Kata, Len Ikitawa, Ira Simoni, Tom Wright, Noah Ladicio, and Ryan Lonergan. These are the guys that can win this game for them today. And expect a big onslaught from this back line. Looking at the forward, Scott Seo, Leighton Lonergan, Alan Alatoa forming a very formidable front row there for the Brumbies. Darcy Swine, Nick Frost, Henry Stowers, Rory Scott, and Rob Valentini at number 8 for this Brumbies side. So looking forward to a good clash up front. It should be quite the battle up front between the front rowers, and then also the likes of Rob Valentini against Luke Jacobson today at number 8. Then before we go to the benches of the side, Smitty Toilet says, "Sup, bro? How's it going, Smitty? Hope you're well today. Who do you think is going to win this one?" It's 8 from 8 for the New Zealand franchises. So maybe expecting it to make it 9 out of 9, but we know the Brumbies are very much capable of winning this game. I've been really good, Smitty, asking how it's going with yourself as well, and who's going to win this game. It is going to be nip and tuck, really. Quickly having a look at the benches for this teams, and I think this is where the power lies with the Chiefs. Bradley Slater, Oliver Norris, Atu Molly coming back from injury, Zane Capelli, Peter Kasowakula, Xavier Rowe, Rameka Poihipi, and then Caleb Trask. So a very formidable bench here for the Chiefs today. Smitty says, I'd say 29 to 25 Chiefs. Go the mighty Chiefs. Yeah, it should. Going by the looks of this lineup, I would say that they might be just a little bit favourite because they're at home as well, playing against the runner-up of Super Rugby AU. And looking at their bench, Connell McKilney, Harrison Lloyd, Tom Ross, Tom Hooper, Tom Cusack, Isaac Fines, Bailey Gunzelli, and then Mackenzie Hansen. Not the greatest of bench here for the Brumbies, so I don't think they've got too much firepower here in the back or on the bench for this game. So, yeah, if I have to make a prediction, I wanted to go with the Brumbies by a very small margin, but thinking of it now, you might really think of it this way. Chiefs at home, playing in Waikato, having this bench that they've got lined up for this game. I would probably say the Chiefs by maybe 10 points in the end. Might be a little bit too much, but let's see how this game goes out. I'm really looking forward to see the likes of Anton Leonard-Brown finally making that step up because he has been really quiet so far for the Chiefs. Then some interesting stat that I heard is that Damian McKenzie at 10, the Chiefs are more likely to lose a game than win it. So it's going to be interesting to see if Damian McKenzie can make that step up at 10 today. He was always deemed as a really good fly-off, maybe replacing Bowden Barrett that time, but instead now Richie Mohanga is firmly in that number 10 slot. So yeah, having Damian McKenzie at 10 will be quite interesting to see how he sends his backline away. Don't think he's going to have enough space. He's running a lot better off fullback, but then Chase Tiatia has had a good couple of solid games off the bench as of late, and finally gets the call up to the match 15. Then in the front row, obviously, looking forward to see what Takihaho does against Lonergan today, and then Tupovai, Liam Messon, Lakeland Boshier, and Luke Jacobson. That combination is looking strong. Got plenty of ball fetches there. Guys like Boshier can steal the ball on the ground very easily. And then Luke Jacobson, now number 8, but used to play on the flank. So it's going to be interesting to see. And then Liam Messon, we obviously know he bashes up the ball quite a lot. So yeah, formidable team off this Chiefs side. And Oldie says, is this a live feed game? Unfortunately, Oldie, we are not allowed to show any game footage. So basically just got to do commentary on this game. I don't think anywhere on YouTube you will find a live feed. But we will be doing commentary and looking at the scoreline as the game progresses. I did it once and I got banned for about 3 months. I think it was the opening game of last year's Super Rugby Aotearoa. I tried to show some game footage and I got banned after about 20 minutes into that live stream. And I got banned for 3 months. So as much as I want to show you guys the live game, I am not allowed to do that. So hopefully my commentary will be good enough for that. So the Chiefs are now running onto the pitch. So we're about to start this game in about a minute or so. Oldie says, just cool, bro. Thank you for understanding, Oldie. I know it is sometimes really frustrating not to able to watch the game live. So yeah, I'm currently on a subscription here in South Africa. It costs me around, say, $45 in UK money or in US dollars. So yeah, it is what it is. That's why I'm trying to make back a little bit on that, just trying to run level with the subscription fees. So not getting paid a lot by YouTube for doing these streams. So yeah, just trying to run equal to that while bringing you guys the live commentary of this game. It was an interesting match earlier when the Blues crushed the Waratahs by 27 points in the early morning game here in South Africa. Obviously a late night game in New Zealand. But yeah, it was quite a good game, that one, between the Blues and the Waratahs. The Blues, as expected, ran them to pieces, scrummed them to pieces, and eventually came away with that bonus point win. So we're about to start this game. Ben O'Keefe is the referee for today. Aaron Patterson is the TMO, and Ben O'Keefe will be supported by Paul Williams and Dan Wahinga from the touchlines. So yeah, let's get into this game. This should be really good. We are about to get the kickoff underway in this game. The Australian franchise is looking for their first victory. It's 8 out of 8 for the New Zealand team so far, and maybe expecting to make it 9 out of 9 today. So let's get this game underway. Looking good is both teams. Kick off from the Chiefs, and it's a long, deep kick in taken by Kata, and Kata almost immediately breaking through the Chiefs defense just outside the 22 now. Needs to come back for Lonergan. He's got it off the back and puts it up into the air. It is going to be chased down by Valentini, but beautifully collected by Damien McKenzie, who got crushed there by Valentini in the tackle. Now it comes out. There's a bit of space on the left side here for the Chiefs. Nankivel over halfway already. Brad Weber comes back to the forwards. Tupovai takes it in for them. Didn't gain too much ground on that one. Now Brad Weber, Damien McKenzie. Off it goes to Tupovai again. In the middle of the field, just over halfway. The Chiefs now 5 phases. Damien McKenzie and Anton Leonard Brown. Out it goes to Jonah Lowe. Making a bit of ground upfield. Now bashing it up is Lakeland Bosher up to the 10-meter line. Brad Weber, ball's coming back very slowly for him. 7 phases already. And now a chance here. Chase Tia out to Luke Jacobson. On the outside to Sullivan, but Sullivan just couldn't get hold of that ball. And it goes into touch. It's going to be a line out to the Brumbies on the 22-meter line. Aldi says, watching the game live. Good for you, Aldi. So are you also having a subscription or are you at the game? Could be quite interesting to know whether you're at the game itself or you're watching it on TV as well. Right, so an early opportunity for the Chiefs of Connor begging. Tupovai at the moment down, just getting some attention for his eye. Right, we've had about 2 minutes in this game already, and the Chiefs looked really good so far with the first possession of the game, being able to put together about 8 phases there before the ball went into touch. Just waiting for the attention to Tupovai to continue. Grim Reaper says, hello, how's it going, Grim Reaper? Looking forward to this game. Do you think the Brumbies can be the first Australian franchise to win a game in Trans-Tasman this year after losing out against the Crusaders last week by 2 points? It's now taken up by the Brumbies, but a massive counter shove from the Chiefs put them under pressure. Kick up into the air, collected by Damien McKenzie. Roundabout on the 10-meter line, advantage to the Chiefs. Dangerous tackle there. Now Anton Leonard Brown with space on the outside. Still going is Anton Leonard Brown. He's broken free up to the 22-meter line. Offloads beautifully to Liam Messam. They're 10 meters out from the try line as the Chiefs now. Penalty advantage for them. Damien McKenzie leaves the ball behind, but picks it up. Now it's going to have a go. Tries to beat the line of defense of Sullivan. Takes it up, still about 10 meters out. It's the Chiefs now. And there comes the penalty now for the Chiefs. Solomon Kata trying to steal that ball on the ground for them. So 10 meters out, the Chiefs now with the first chance. Damien McKenzie going for touch here and finds touch 5 meters out from the Brumbies try line. Chiefs looking very dangerous early on in this game, especially Anton Leonard Brown breaking there through the defense of Ikitawa and Valentini. Right, let's see if Takiao can find his jumpers here. Josh Lord and Tupovai, the lock combination today for this Chiefs side. Throw in taken by Josh Lord for the Chiefs. They form the maul 5 meters out. Good counter shove from the Brumbies early on, but here comes the big drive from the Chiefs now, and it is going to be try time to Takiao for the Chiefs early on in this game. We've had 3 minutes in this game already. And what a start from the Chiefs side. 5 points to 0. Great start for the Chiefs here. Well, it's actually Tupovai who went over for the try in the end. I thought it was Takiao at the back, but it is Tupovai who gets the first try of this game. Chiefs looking solid. Must admit, I'm a bit surprised by this early onslaught from them. The Brumbies just having no answers whatsoever at the moment. Great start, Chiefs. Damien McKenzie with this conversion attempt about 5 meters out from the touchline. So a pretty difficult kick coming up for him now. 4 minutes into this game. Can D-Mac get this kick for the Chiefs? His kicking as of late hasn't been the greatest so far, having a 73% accuracy, which is not very good for his standards. That kick is going to be pulled way to the right, so it basically tells you the tale. 73% accuracy from Damian McKenzie so far. 5 points to 0. The Chiefs leading the Brumbies after 5 minutes. And looking good for a 9 out of 9 for the New Zealand franchises at the moment. Restart from Lolasia is a deep one, goes downfield into the hands of Nankivel. Now Brad Weber, they're going to have another run here. Luke Jacobson taking it up for the Chiefs. Now it comes back to Damian McKenzie, who's going to thump this downfield and not going to find touch into the hands of Tom Banks. Tom Banks on the attack now. Up to the 10-meter line inside Chiefs half. Lonergan at the back of it. Taken in there by Darcy Swine. Now another Scott Sear at the back. It goes into the hands of Nick Frost there for the Brumbies. They've lost a bit of ground. Lonergan. Out it goes to Alan Alalatoa. Puts his head down. Still on halfway. Ikitawa. Making his way up to the 10-meter line. But a penalty is going to come the way of the Chiefs. Anton Leonard-Brown, the man disrupting that ruck at the breakdown. And that's the second good thing he's done today. First the break and now the steal on the ground. 2 penalties conceded by the Brumbies to 0 from the Chiefs in his opening 6 minutes. Kick downfield, finds touch, roundabout on the 10-meter line inside Brumbies half. And a chance now for the Chiefs to go on the attack again. A try by Tupavai in the 4th minute for the Chiefs, put them in the lead. And it's looking good for them. Takiao with this throw in on the 10-meter line inside Brumbies half. What can they do with this? Taken by Luke Jacobson, now Brad Weber. A good little run there from Sullivan. Over the 10-meter line they go. It's Tupavai putting his head down again. Brad Weber. Now taken up by Takiao. Takes 3 defenders with him. Now Damian McKenzie, front foot ball. Anton Leonard-Brown. Just outside the 22 now is the Chiefs. Taken up again now. Liam Messam, Damian McKenzie. Tupavai up to the 22-meter line. They want to go now. Coming back slowly now. Damian McKenzie, Nankivel. Straightened by Lakeland Boshier. 5 phases already now. It's been straightened again by Takiao, but under pressure. And the ball does not come back to the Chiefs side. It's a penalty to the Brumbies on their own 22. Grim Reaper says Chiefs by 15. Tough one. This is the quality Brumbies side. But the way it started so far for the Chiefs, they are looking really good. Making that gain lines, coming over the advantage line and really putting the pressure on this Brumbies side after just 8 minutes of play. But it is now, that ball hasn't gone out. And Damian McKenzie's got it on his own 10-meter line. Here comes the Chiefs again. Damian McKenzie up to halfway. Chance now, Brad Weber. Out it goes to the prop forward there now. Making some meters is the Chiefs, but a little knock on there in the middle of the field by Tupavai. And it's going to be a scrum down to the Brumbies. Brilliantly done there by the fullback Chase Tia to keep that ball in play. But unfortunately, the Brumbies now with an attacking opportunity just just inside the half of the Chiefs. We've had 9 minutes gone in this first half. Chiefs opening the scoreboard by a try by Tupavai. The Chiefs back about 22 kilos heavier than the Brumbies back. So will we see any influence on that? Scrum feed from Lonergan now. That is Ryan Lonergan. The scrum goes down, and we will have a reset scrum here. About 10 minutes gone in this game. 5-0 to the Chiefs. How about the Blues' performance this morning against the Waratahs, thumping them by 27 points in the end? Will we see more of the same here today? We've already got 8 out of 8 for the New Zealand franchises. The Brumbies are looking to change that today against the runner-up of Super Rugby Aotearoa. Scrum feed from Ryan Lonergan now. Big scrum from the Chiefs. The scrum is wheeling, but it is a penalty to the Brumbies. So an opportunity for them to maybe kick this downfield and work their own maul from here. Big scrum from the Chiefs. However, it was done illegally so. So now a chance for Tom Banks to thump this downfield for the Brumbies. Hopefully we're going to find Dutch inside the 22 of this Chiefs side. Kick coming up from Tom Banks. Let's see where it goes out. It is going to find Dutch round about just inside the 22 of the Chiefs. So not the greatest of kick from him. Under pressure now is the Chiefs on this attacking lineout for the Brumbies. It is Lachlan Lonergan to throw this in for the Brumbies on the 22-meter line. It is taken beautifully by Darcy Swine there at the back. Now it is taken up by Valentini. Valentini over the 22-meter line. Lonergan, little back pass inside to his brother, Leighton Lonergan. 5 meters out now, the Brumbies. They have a chance here, and it's Ikitoa who dives over for the Brumbies' first try. In the corner, the Brumbies get their first try. And it looked a little bit too easy there. 5-all the score after 12 minutes of play. Albert Twitter has joined in. I still think the Brumbies are the best side in Australia, but I think the Chiefs will win at home. It's going to be really close, Albert. I did say the Chiefs maybe by 10 points today. So we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. I've been pretty spot on with my predictions so far this weekend. So, yeah, but a try now by Ikitoa for the Brumbies and a chance for them to take the lead now. Lolicio basically with the same kick he had last week to draw the game against the Crusaders. So let's see if he can get this for the Brumbies. He will have some deja vu coming up right now. That kick would have drawn the game with the Crusaders, but he just went to the left, unfortunately, last week. Let's see if he can get this one. Less pressure on him this time around. 12 and a half minutes gone in this game. Both teams looking really good on the attack so far. Batty says, hey, Guru, Chiefs by 10. Exactly got it the same there, Batty. So let's see how it goes today. 13 minutes gone in this first half. It is Lolicio with a kick. And like last week, it hits the upright. I think it did hit the upright last week as well. So 5-all it is at the moment. And it's a try by Ikitoa for the Brumbies. So 5-all. All to play for in this Trans-Tasman game. The Australian franchise is looking for their first win after 8 losses so far in the comp. Restart from Damien McKenzie is a deep one. Collected there by Kata for the Brumbies. Beats the first defender, still going, beats 2. Just over the 22 goes Salomone Kata. And now Lonergan waiting for the ball at the back for the Brumbies. He is going to put it to the boot. Box kick over the top. And it is chased beautifully now by them. But beautifully collected in the air by Sullivan. Doing a really good job there for the Chiefs. Lakeland Boshier taking it up. Now Brad Weber kicks it downfield for the Chiefs, trying to find space. But Tom Banks is underneath that. And he's going to send us back with interest for the Brumbies. And that's going to find Dutch roundabout on the 10-meter line. Inside Chiefs half. Right, Hanlu Brunt says Kaikuru Chiefs by 13 today, so he's got 3 points more than I have. Grim Reaper says I'm playing Rugby Trans-Tasman, watching Australia with a cigar. Right, so the Chiefs now got it just outside their own 22. Anton Leonard Brown is going to kick this downfield as well into the hands of Tom Banks again. Let's see if he's going to have a run this time round. It's actually Lalicia who's got it, and he finds space almost in between the players there, but Damien McKenzie back for it, puts it to the bird, chases it himself. Comes down on the 10-meter line, bounces, nobody wants it, but a penalty to the Chiefs. Damien McKenzie being taken out there as he went for the ball. So a chance for the Chiefs again to put some points onto the board. So the Chiefs will be hunting that bonus points today for sure, because they only managed to get 4 last week. Decision time for Brad Weber and Damien McKenzie. Do they take the points? Because the win is still more vital in the end. You can't get the bonus point without winning the game. They have now decided to go for touch here, chasing that bonus point win today. The kick goes out, run about 5 meters inside the 22 of the Brumbies. Let's see if the Chiefs can hit back after the try from the Brumbies last time round. We've had 16 minutes in this game. Right, so the throw in from Takiao inside the 22, taken by Luke Jacobson. They formed them all again. The first one worked very well for the Chiefs. This one just going a little bit sideways at the moment. Not really gaining any ground. Now Brad Weber, out it goes to Damien McKenzie. Now Anton Leonard Brown. He's going to have a little go here. Great run here. Oh, high tackle there on the left winger of the Chiefs now. But they're still coming strongly. About 5 meters out now is the Chiefs from the try line. Brad Weber, Damien McKenzie, taken in by Luke Jacobson again. Brad Weber, Damien McKenzie, trying to go on his own. Got tackled really well by 2 defenders. Now Anton Leonard Brown. 3 meters out is the Chiefs now. Brad Weber going on his own. Driven back in a tackle by Valentini. And now Sullivan at scrum off for the Chiefs. 8 phases already. Damien McKenzie, pass out to Luke Jacobson. Flat pass there, 5 meters out. Lakeland Posher trying to go over the top. Not getting there, unfortunately. Brad Weber still 5 meters out, waiting for that ball. You need to come around, says Brad Weber. Gives it out to Jacobson again. The ball spills loose. And it's Darcy Swine who's got it for the Brumbies. So scrum down to the Brumbies, 5 meters from their own try line. Albertus Twitter says, sounds like a lot of kicking. Or am I wrong? No, not really, Albert. It's just that one passage of play was about 3 kicks up and down. But apart from that, it's been pretty attractive rugby so far. Good running from both teams, looking to find space in between the back lines, but really good rugby so far from both teams. Very impressive. Right, so scrum down to the Brumbies now. 5 meters from their own try line. 18 minutes gone in this game. 5-all it is. Can the Chiefs scrum this Brumbies side? The last time they did scrum, it was a penalty to the Brumbies, which basically set up their chance for a try. The scrum goes down again, so now the second scrum going down in succession. Struggling at scrum time, both teams at the moment. Ben O'Keefe will need to take the authority now in this game. Right, 5 meters out. Let's see what happens with this one. Can they somehow turn this over and get some points on the board? 19 minutes gone in this game. Defensive scrum to the Brumbies. Lonergan to throw this in for them. Right, solid scrum so far. It's gone down on the side of the Brumbies. And a penalty to the Chiefs now, 5 meters out. Probably will go for another scrum this time round. And the Chiefs looking really good there. Aidan Ross, and also Sione Mafilio, really scrumming really well at the moment. And like I said, they're going for another scrum now. 19 and a half minutes gone. We're almost halfway into this first half. 5-all with the Chiefs on the attack now. Went down on the side of Alan Alalatoa that time. No, actually from Scott Seo. So, yeah, let's see what happens with the scrum. It is the scrum feed to the Chiefs, 5 meters out from the Brumbies try line, about 5 meters from the goal post on the right-hand side of the field. Brad Weber to feed the scrum. Right, it's looking solid this time round. They go for the push now, and surely advantage coming for them now. And off the back, Luke Jacobson gets the try for the Chiefs. A great forward try from them, and they're just manhandling the Brumbies at the moment. The conversion should go over, so it is going to be 12 points to 5 to the Chiefs after 20 minutes. Great solid start from this Chiefs side today. Looking hungry and a lot more alive than they did last time out against the Western Force. They do get that moments of brilliance as this Chiefs side. One day they can be terrible, and the next week they can be absolutely champion beaters. So it looks like they're in for that mood today. Champion beaters. Mackenzie with the conversion goes over, so 12 points to 5 after 20 minutes of play in this game. The Chiefs taking the initiative in this game, 2 tries to 1. And it is looking good for them at home here. The FMG Stadium in Waikato. The Chiefs leading by 12 points to 5. 21 minutes gone in this first half. Right, Noah Lolasia to restart this game now. Goes quite deep with a kickoff, and it's going to be collected by Nankivel. Out it goes to Brad Weber. Now they're going wide. And Lakeland Bosher puts his head down in the middle of the field inside the 22, 10 meters out from their own try line. Damien McKenzie now with the kick downfield, and he's going to find touch between the 10 and the 22-meter line inside their own half. Hanlu Brand says Chiefs like to run with the ball. They do. And they are looking good at the moment when they've got that ball in hand. Brumbies will do well to stop them today. Now Lonergan, out it goes to Simone. About 10 meters out from the 22. Lonergan driving his way up. Now it comes out to Scott Seo. Long cutout pass, looked a bit forward, but they've got it now. And it's Nick Frost who's on the run here for the Brumbies. Scott Seo puts his head down inside the 22 now as the Brumbies. Lolasia, Lonergan taking it up. Now Ryan Lonergan. Out it goes to Darcy Swine. 6 phases already. I'm impressed by the number of phases these teams are managing at the moment. Tom Wright trying to break through the defense there for the Brumbies. Lolasia. Out it goes to Alan Alatoa, driven back in that tackle. Still inside, just inside the 22 now. Putting his head down. Makes about 5 meters there. Ryan Lonergan. Now Ikitoa back to Lolasia. Caught behind the advantage line there. Ryan Lonergan back inside to Valentini. They're 10 meters out now as the Brumbies. Here they come. Big run from Kata. Kata still going 2 meters out now. The Brumbies looking good from them. Oh, but it's looked like it's been stolen on the ground here by the Chiefs. And I think it might have been Boshier who got that for him. And here they come on in counter-attack. It is a run here from the left winger. Jonah Lowe taking it up for the Chiefs, but not enough support, and a penalty coming for the Chiefs. Not the Chiefs, for the Brumbies. And some really silly play there by the Chiefs where they just could have kicked that ball out. Barry Green says going to be interesting one and tough one for both sides. Both really good sides. Absolutely, Barry. The moment it is a really tough one. So they are going to have a look at something here as the referees. They're Let's just wait and see what it's all about at the moment. We are looking for foul play, or are we looking at that forward pass? Oh, shoulder charge from the Brumbies player on Damien McKenzie, maybe. And there should have been a penalty as well coming for the Chiefs. So decision time now for the referee. Not sure what it's all about. 24 minutes gone in this first half. 12 points to 5. Albert Trutter says, please no cards again. Yeah, unfortunately, these days, cards are given out too easily in these games. Right, so I don't have any audio with me, so not sure what that was all about. But I think there was a forward pass from the Brumbies initially. So we are going to come back for that scrum, and it's going to be a feed to the Chiefs, just outside their own 22. So a good pick up there. Barry Green says maybe Reds and Brumbies is going to be the only team that's going to be in the game competitive. Well, the Reds got hammered last week by the Highlanders, so it's going to be interesting to see what the Crusaders will do with them. I just think they're going to bash them up as well. Another big scrum from the Chiefs, trying to milk the penalty. They do get it. So the Brumbies scrum at the moment in shambles. They're just getting driven all over, and that is worrying signs because this is a Wallaby front row in Alan Alatoa and Scott Seo. So a lot of concern there, maybe if you're the Wallaby coach, Dave Rennie. That kick has been taken up to halfway now for the Chiefs. Line out to them, 25 minutes gone in this game. And the Chiefs are really dominating at scrum time and therefore dominating the rest of the games as well. Quickly taken by the Chiefs now on their own 10-meter line. Damien McKenzie to Nankivel. There's space on the outside here for them. Into the hands of the left winger, Jonah Lowe. Still going, making plenty of ground up through the middle. And here they come, Damien McKenzie again. Out it goes to the lock forward. Now they're going backwards. Nankivel over the 22-meter line as the Chiefs now. Brad Weber out to Sullivan. Sullivan making plenty of ground here. And now driven up by the forwards. 5 phases already again. Brad Weber, Damien McKenzie. Out it goes. Long cut-out pass from Tia to Jonah Lowe, which I don't think is Jonah Lowe, but we'll figure that out in a bit. Taken up by Tupou Vai, 6 phases. Now Damien McKenzie. Out it goes. Still going wide. Nankivel again. 10 meters out now as the Chiefs has been ripped by Ikitoa. But the Chiefs get it back. And it's going to be a try time to the Chiefs again. And I think that is Jonah Lowe who went over for the try there. Let's just have another look. There might have been a little knock on there. I know that the ball got ripped by the Brumbies, so they are going to have another look at this. I do think that I have my 2 wingers mixed up. I think Sullivan on the wing, right wing, or is it Jonah Lowe on the right, and then maybe Sullivan on the left? Not 100% sure about that one. But we're going to have a look now if this try has been scored or not. So Nankivel took it in. High tackle first and foremost from Lonergan. Then the ball got ripped by Ikitoa. Ball spilled loose, collected by Anton Leonard Brown, and then from there they went over for the try. So I don't know. I think this try should stand. 26 minutes into this first half. Interesting decision coming up now. The ball was ripped, and then it went backwards. Oh, there might have been a little knock-on from Anton Leonard Brown there on the ground. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, just a little bit of a knock-on there from Anton Leonard Brown. So the try might just not stand here. but we could come back for a dangerous tackle from Lakeland Lonergan. But we'll see what the referee decides. No try. It is going to be a high tackle, like I said. So penalty to the Chiefs about 5 meters out from the try line then. Or where will it be? 10 meters out. 26 and a half minutes gone in this first half. Try tonight. Dangerous tackle from the Brumbies. And another chance here for the Chiefs to maybe set up a driving maul. Yeah, it is about 10 meters out. Damien McKenzie going for the corner. And it's going to be a line out to the Chiefs, 5 meters out. Almost going over for another try there was the Chiefs. Right, so this is a big moment, 27 minutes into this game. Takiao with this throw into the line out for the Chiefs. Can they get something from this? George Lord was waiting for it, but Messon taking it up, and the maul has been formed again. They've looked so dangerous when this maul has been set up. And now still going 5 meters out. Now the ball comes down. Will they get this ball back, though? Liam Messon's got his hands on it. He's got to pick and go from 5 meters out. Still not gaining too much ground now. Leighton Bosher puts his head down. Driven forward. Oh, ball spills out the back. But Brett Webber's got it and given back to Tupovai 5 meters out from the try line again. Still going is Takiaho. Working his way up 3 meters out now as the Chiefs. Lakeland Bosher puts his head down 2 meters out now. Is the Chiefs. Can they do this? 7 phases. Damien McKenzie. Nankivel running flat onto the ball. Can he put a try line? Yes, he's over. But I think he's up. Coming back for another penalty here for the Chiefs. Good defense from the Brumbies. Keeping the Chiefs out with 28 and a half minutes gone in this game. Last 5 penalties conceded by the Brumbies. And they will have to be very careful going forward. Rory Scott having another cracker of a game here for the Brumbies. Henry Sowers a bit quiet today, but Rory Scott, Rob Valentini, Darcy Swine, all having a great defensive display here for the Brumbies today. So the Brumbies now, remember, still got the Chiefs still got a penalty coming up now, 5 meters out from the try line. Just having a tendency to an injury at the moment. Right, so the referee says time's up, guys. We need to come back to playing the game. So 28 and a half minutes gone. Penalty to the Chiefs, 5 meters out from the try line. Will they try and set up another maul here? Like I say, big moment in this game. If they can get another try now, they could be well on their way to a victory here today. They have decided to go for the scrum instead. So scrum down to the Chiefs. And they have absolutely destroyed the Brumbies so far at scrum time. Scrum feed coming up for Brad Webber now for the Chiefs. 5 meters out from the try line. 12 points to 5. 28 minutes gone. Can the Chiefs get another one here and basically round off a very good first half? Grim Reaper asks, are you Afrikaans? Yes, I am actually Afrikaans, but I'm doing English commentary. Did try an Afrikaans commentary channel way back, but it just didn't take off at all, Grim Reaper. So, yeah, unfortunately, there's not enough support for Afrikaans commentary on YouTube, that we are doing the English commentary, which suits me fine at the moment, I think. So let's see, scrum feed again now to the Chiefs. 5 meters out, 29 minutes gone in this game. Let's see, another big scrum needed from the Chiefs. They are going forward, and they're just forcing their way to the try line here. Luke Jacobson off the back again, and he's got his second try of the game. Luke Jacobson, easy as that, gets the 3rd try for the Chiefs. 17 points to 5, which could turn into 19 with the conversion. Should be a gimme. for Damien McKenzie. Grim Reaper says, yeah, English is better on YouTube. A lot more support, in fact, Grim Reaper. Comparing the 2,000 plus subscribers to the 5 in the Afrikaans one just tells you a telling story. Right, so try time Chiefs. Second try for Luke Jacobson. And the Chiefs now going to lead by 19-5 if Damien McKenzie can slot this one over, which should be a gimme. No need to smile, Damien, as he puts it straight through the middle. So 19-5, the Chiefs leading the Brumbies after 30 minutes in this game. 10 minutes left in this first half, and the Chiefs lead by 12. I did say that the Chiefs will win this by 10 points. So, yeah, it's still very early in this game and expect the Brumbies to hit back at some stage. We saw against the Crusaders last week how they came back into that game. Right. Restart from Lilicia coming up on halfway. Restarts the game for them. Goes high into the air, taken there by Lord for the Chiefs inside at 22 of the Chiefs. Brad Weber waiting for the ball at the back. Now Aiden Ross taking it up for the Chiefs as well. They have taken it back into their own 22, so don't think they can kick it out directly. Brad Weber, and well, in fact, it was played from inside their own 22, and that kick finds touch. Roundabout between the 10 and the halfway line of the Brumbies. So good opportunity to maybe get back into this game for the Brumbies now. Lonergan with the throw-in with 9 minutes to go in this first half. It is taken by Nick Frost for the Brumbies. Now off the back, here they come. Long cut-out pass to Cutter with a bit of space here. Beats one defender. Takes about 2 players to bring him down. But now he's held up in the tackle. Now they need to release him, says the referee. Slow ball coming back here for the Brumbies. Now they do get it out to Valentini. Lolacia with a little cross kick. It's working out beautifully and into the hands. It goes after number 6, but it's driven into touch there. Unfortunately, Henry Stowers not able to keep that ball in for the Brumbies. Albert Ritter says, what's your win margin prediction for the Reds versus Crusaders? I think Crusaders by 3. So I had this discussion with one of the other YouTubers yesterday, and I just get this feeling that the Crusaders are going to smash the Reds. I don't know why, but I just get the sneaky feeling that you say 3, I might end up saying 30 points, because I just don't know if the Reds will be able to bounce back from that first defeat. But we'll have to wait and see how it goes. The Brumbies got it on the 10-meter line, and on the attack goes Tom Banks, driven back in the tackle by Leonard Brown. Lonergan this time to Valentini on halfway. Can the Brumbies do something before halftime? 7 minutes to go. Alan Alatoa puts his head down just inside the half of the Chiefs. Here goes Lolacia, knocked on there by Darcy Swine. And it is going to be a scrum down to the Chiefs on the 10-meter line. I don't know, Albert. I just get this feeling that there's just no way back for this Australian franchises in this competition. And I mean, the Reds having lost the game already by quite a big margin. If you lose one game, you're basically out of this competition already. So I just don't know what's going to drive the Reds team. Maybe just to get a win against the Crusaders, but I'm expecting a high, heavy defeat for the Reds today. Albert says, I agree, Crusaders best side, but Brisbane is always hard to play. Just ask the box. Yeah, it is true. It is very true. The Reds at home is a different prospect, but I think the Crusaders got a fright last week, because, I mean, if they drew that game with the Brumbies last week, they were basically already out of the competition, both teams. So just watching a replay there, could be that Mafilia could be in some serious trouble here. leading with the shoulder into the head of a player. But it seems like they're not going to look any further into that. But yeah, the Crusaders are going to chase that bonus point win because they desperately need to get it, because the Blues and the Hurricanes now both on 10 points in the lock. So, yeah, they're not playing each other. So, top two teams playing the final, and that bonus points could be vital. So, expect the Crusaders to come with a massive onslaught in Brisbane. We've got 6.5 minutes left. Capelli replacing Tupou Vai, who's taken another knock. So let's see how Capelli fares. He's a really good player. He's been really solid for the Chiefs in Super Rugby Aotearoa, and it should be an interesting game going forward for him. The scrum will be to the Chiefs. Roundabout between the 10 and halfway inside their own half. 6.5 minutes to go. Brad Weber to feed the scrum for the Chiefs. They've been really destroying the Brumbies at scrum time. But this time, again going down the side of the Brumbies. But the referee says play on now. Weber with possession. About 5 meters inside their own half at the moment. The Brumbies are trying to steal this, but they can't get it. And now a chance here for the Chiefs again, driving it up to halfway through the forwards. Mafilio taking it up now. Brad Weber to Damien McKenzie with a high kick. It is now chased by Anton Leonard-Brown in the air. Does come back to the Brumbies, to the Chiefs side, but Weber can't hold on to it, and now the Brumbies got it. It is a chance now for Ikitoa on their own 10-meter line to go on the attack. Yeah. Ryan Lonergan with the ball in hand. Gives it out to Alan Alatoa. Lonergan again. Lolasia trying to break through with a little offload. Beautifully done there to Nick Frost. But the referee are going to give a penalty to the Chiefs. Players diving in off their feet. So some relief there for the Chiefs. It's actually for not releasing the ball on the ground. So Josh Lord did phenomenally well to steal that ball on the ground for the Chiefs. 5 minutes left in this first half. 19-5, the Chiefs leading this game. They're having a look at Josh Lord. He looks a little bit dazed, but I think he should be fine. Touch found by Damien McKenzie, about 5 meters out from the 22 of the Brumbies. So another chance now for the Chiefs. And if they can score now, then the Brumbies is going to be in some serious trouble going into that second half. 4 minutes to go in this first half. Takiao with a throw into this line out. Right. Who's it going to? It is going to go to Zane Capelli, but it's been stolen there by Nick Frost for the Brumbies. So they're let off the hook there by the Chiefs. Ryan Lonergan with the ball at the back of this ruck. He is going to go for the kick himself, kick over the box. And awaiting it is now Sullivan. And he got absolutely knocked out in that tackle. And it's now the Brumbies who've got possession with a little cross kick again. Not going to find anybody. It's going to find Anton Leonard-Brown on halfway. A chance now for Nankivel to straighten. He passes though. And now Damien McKenzie with a little kick behind. Trying to find space and finds a beautiful kick. It's going to run in 5 meters inside the 22 of the Brumbies. Alberto Streeter says, if Chiefs score again before halftime, it's all over. Brumbies will have to score 3 times. And then Gary Bevan says, morning from a wet Wales. Well, welcome, Gary, to a very cold South Africa. It is starting to become winter here in South Africa. And there's a penalty against the Chiefs now for not rolling away. So opportunity missed again for the Chiefs now. Penalty to the Brumbies 3 minutes out from half time. 19 points to 5. The Brumbies just surviving at the moment. Their biggest problem so far today has been at scrum time. They've been absolutely dominated by this Chiefs side. 2.5 minutes to go. Finding touch, roundabout and halfway. The Brumbies with the last chance before half time. Can I get over for a try here? Throwing from Lonergan. It is taken beautifully by Darcy Swine off the back. Now Lonergan, Ikitawa, Simone tried to offload, but a little knock on from the Chiefs. Gives the ball back to the Brumbies just inside their own half, and a penalty coming up for them. So actually offside from the Chiefs as well, and another chance to kick this downfield. Referee saying there was a dangerous tackle, so that is the reason Liam Messam getting penalised there. With about a minute and a half to go in this first half. Tom Banks to thump this downfield again for the Brumbies. They need to try and set up a lineup very close to the try line. And that one is, it is going to find touch about 5 meters in from the 22. And a chance now before half-time for the Brumbies. Probably last opportunity before we go to half-time. A minute left in this first half. 19-5. Lonergan to throw it in 5 meters inside the 22 of the Chiefs. Line out taken there by Valentini. They form the maul. Now it is, it's been knocked on there by the forward of the Brumbies, and a chance go begging. Brad Weber out to Damien McKenzie, thumps it downfield into the hands of Tom Banks. So what can Tom Banks do? Switches with Kata. Kata having a run up to the 10-meter line. Still a very strong runner, this guy. Now Lonergan. Out it goes to the number 7, Rory Scott. Now Lilicia caught behind the advantage line on the 10-meter line. Lonergan again. Now gives it out to Scott Sear, puts his head down. Lonergan again. Now Tom Banks, chased up by Nick Frost for the Brumbies. And was there a little knock on there? Yes, it is from Lonergan. And that surely, will there be time for the scrum here? The Brumbies, their own worst enemy at the moment. The Chiefs just living off the mistakes of them at the moment. They could have been in this game well and truly if it hasn't been for all the mistakes and the weak scrummaging from them today. So we will have one last scrum to this game in this first half. 19 points to 5, the Chiefs lead the Brumbies. And the way they've been milking the penalties at scrum time, you won't be surprised if they get another one now. So Tupovai, the only replacement so far for the Chiefs, off the field with an injury, and Capelli is on in his place. Scrum feed to the Chiefs, runabout on the 10-meter line inside their own half. Another solid scrum from them. Off the back, Luke Jacobson. Beautiful run from him. Up to the 10-meter line, still going. Offloads to Brad Weber, knocks it on. Unfortunately, he would have been in for another try here for the Chiefs. But just soft hands, not allowing the try there. Liam Messam very angry with Brad Weber. But we are going to halftime here at 19 points to 5. The Chiefs missing a valuable opportunity there just before halftime to put this game to bed, really. But yeah, halftime, Chiefs 19, Brumbies 5. We will be back for the second half in about 10 minutes time, guys. Don't go anywhere. I will be back for the second half in a short while. Right, guys, we are back live for the second half here between the Chiefs and the Brumbies. And the Chiefs absolutely destroying the Brumbies here in the first half, especially at scrum time. So, yeah, I didn't expect this high score at halftime. I did say the Chiefs by 10 today, so currently leading by 14 points and looking really well at the moment. Having a look back at what happened so far, the back line, Chase Tiatia, pretty solid. Sullivan and Lowe doing a really good job. Anton Leonard-Brown in the midfield having a cracker of a game, along with Alex Nankivel taking that ball up very nicely for the Chiefs so far. Then Damien McKenzie controlling the game very well at fly-off today, along with Brad Weber. Unfortunately, Brad Weber missing out on a chance just before halftime to put the Chiefs even further ahead by knocking the ball on. And in the front row, these guys have been mean. Aiden Ross, Takiyaho, Mafilio, Josh Lord, Liam Messam, Lakeland Boschia, and Luke Jacobson. Absolutely fantastic so far, with Luke Jacobson scoring 2 tries off the back of the scrum so far for the Chiefs here. Really just destroying this Brumbies side at the moment. Tom Banks have been pretty solid at the back. Solomon Kata has had a couple of really good runs. Ikitoa and Simone struggling today against Nankivel and Anton Leonard-Brown. Tom Wright hasn't had too many chances so far. Noah Lalicio and Ryan Lonergan also struggling with their pack of forwards, really getting manhandled by them. The biggest losers so far, Scott Seo, Alan Alatoa, and Lonergan really getting really destroyed up front. And I'm not even making a joke when I'm saying that, guys. They've been really poor and will be worrying for Dave Rennie, especially these two being 2 Australian prop forwards. Then Darcy Swan and Nick Frost has tried really, really hard to keep this game going for them. Henry Stowers and Rory Scott has been really poor today through their standards. And then Rob Valentini, as always, trying to do the hard yards, carrying the ball up nicely. But in the end, the Chiefs just really doing well so far. When they got ball in hand, they look so dangerous. And this is probably why they were Super Rugby Aotearoa runner-ups by this performance today, not the one that we saw last week against the Western Force. So, yeah, if they're going to continue this type of dominance that they've done in the first half, we could end up with another massive score. And I'm sorry to say this, but I think the Trans-Tasman competition is such a one-sided comp at the moment, and there's just nothing to really play for at the moment, apart from the fact that we want to see who's going to be in that final between the 2 New Zealand franchises. And at the moment, the Blues and the Hurricanes are the 2 teams that's got 10 points from their 2 games. The Crusaders, obviously, last week, missing out on a bonus point, as well as the Chiefs. But they're well and truly on their way today to get that bonus point, is this Chiefs side. So if they can keep this up, they would end up with 9 points on the lock and all to play for in that coming weeks. They still have to play the Reds and the Rebels. So expect some really strong competition from the Reds, maybe against the Chiefs. But it will all come down to today's game between the Crusaders and the Reds a little bit later. I do feel that the Crusaders will want to try and bounce back because they are the other team who's only managed to get 4 points. So I would expect them to go for that bonus point win against the Reds. And they could end up smashing the Reds side, I think. But you never know. It is in Brisbane, like Albert said earlier today. But I do feel that the Crusaders will bounce back and make it 10 from 10 for the New Zealand franchises over the Aussies. And it's really bad for the competition, really, because you would have imagined that the Reds and the Brumbies would have been more competitive than they have been so far in this competition. But you never know. Second half, the Brumbies did come back against the Crusaders last week. So maybe and hopefully the Brumbies do come back and give this Chiefs side a challenge in the second half. But I just don't see it happening, guys. 10 points initially I gave the Chiefs to win it. But the way things are going at the moment, we could be in for another thumping victory for one of the New Zealand franchises. Just awaiting the second half to start. It should be in around a minute or two. We should be back to the second half here. Really impressed by the forwards. And if you look at the bench that still have to come onto the field, Slater, Norris, Atu Molly, Zane Capelli already on the field, Peter Gus, Sowakula, then you really expecting this dominance to continue when you look at the bench of the Brumbies. McKerney, Lloyd, Tom Ross, Hooper, and Cusack. Just not enough firepower there for the Brumbies, unfortunately. So we are now getting ready for the second half. I think the players are about to come back onto the field here at the FMG Stadium in Waikato. The Chiefs well and truly ahead here by 14 points. And one guy that should be happy is Laurie Fisher, the Brumbies assistant coach, having a word there with the interviewer at the moment. But I just can't hear what they're saying because I'm not allowed to have any audio at this stage. But yeah, very much the same as expected. New Zealand dominance continuing in this competition. And we need something magical from at least one of these Australian teams to get this competition back, get the interest back in this. Because, I mean, as a YouTuber, I can see the interest going down week by week now. Just no chance whatsoever for the Australian franchises. So hopefully the Brumbies can hit back in the second half and absolutely come back with a bang and win this Chiefs side, but it's highly unlikely to happen. Right, so the players are now back onto the field. It is only Capelli who is in that back line. So Sullivan is at 11 and Lowe at 14, as I expected earlier. I got my two wingers mixed up. So yeah, let's get that halftime sign away as we are about to start the second half. Noah Lolasia to start this for the Brumbies. Still no changes from the side of them. So expecting all the replacements to come on at some stage in the second half. Right, Stowers and also the likes of Scott has been really poor in this first half. Can they improve? Damien McKenzie taking that kick off and immediately putting it out into touch. Roundabout on, let's see where that ball landed because he doesn't look too happy with that kick. He does find it roundabout between the 10 and halfway inside Chiefs half. Thrown from Lonergan now. Oldie says Chiefs going well at the moment. Yes, they are. The line out a little bit wobbly from the Brumbies, but they got it now. And Ira Simoni driving it up over halfway for them. Now Lonergan, Scott Seo up to the 10-meter line. They go isolated, and it could be stolen. It is going to be a penalty to the Chiefs holding on the ground, and it is Jonah Lowe who wins the penalty there for the Chiefs. So a minute gone in this first half. Brumbies not able to do anything with that ball. And it is the Chiefs now with an attacking opportunity. That ball is going to find touch, run about 5 meters out from the 22. And a chance for the Chiefs to just claim the dominance of the first half going into the second half. Great steal on the ground for Jonah Lowe. Right, so let's see. Throwing coming up for Takiao. Josh Lord has been good for the Chiefs so far as well. Obviously, Zane Capelli replacing Tupou Vai, who scored one of the tries. Luke Jacobson off the back now. Chance here for Nankival, running it up strongly up to the 22-meter line. He goes. Brad Weber, quick ball back. Comes to Luke Jacobson again. He's really been very influential today. Takiao inside the 22, spins out of one tackle, still going. Now Scott tried to steal that ball on the ground, but wasn't successful. Still going is this Chiefs side now. About 7 meters out, Brad Weber gives it out to Mafilio, 5 phases already. Brad Weber, now Damien McKenzie. Out it goes. Out to the backline. Nankivel got tackled really well there. Brad Weber again. Now it's Sullivan taking it up 10 meters out. Brad Weber, back it comes to Capelli. 8 phases, but going backwards now. Brad Weber again, Damien McKenzie, flat pass out to Mafilio, back to Damien McKenzie. Now Nankivel, space for him. The pass left behind, but picked up by Chase Tia. Still about 10 meters out is the Chiefs at the moment. Mafilio, Damien McKenzie. Out it goes to Aiden Ross have taken it up. Now Brad Weber, Anton Leonard-Brown stepping, offloads to Jonah Lowe, left it behind, knocked on by the Brumbies, and we are going to come back for a scrum down 10 meters out from the Brumbies try line. Jan Brand, are you also going to stream Reds versus Crusaders? No, I'm not going to do that, Janlu. The Sharks Stormers game starts at 1 o'clock. So I will give that one a skip. Unfortunately, the time just interfering there. We'll be able to do the first half, but there's just no point in doing that if you can't finish the game. So I will be back after this game for the Sharks versus Stormers game. But no Reds versus Crusaders, unfortunately. Right, so Atu Molly comes onto the field after a long injury layoff. He replaces Mafilio. And what a game Mafilio has had so far. Now let's see what Atu Molly brings to this Chiefs side. There's going to be a scrum 10 meters out for the Chiefs. We've had 3.5 minutes in this first half. In the second half, sorry guys. 3 minutes into the second half. Mafilio had a really strong scrummaging game. Let's see if Atu Molly can continue that. Albert Ritter says, hope your Sharks make it a win today. I'm a bit nervous for that one, Albert, but hopefully they will get there and get rid of that terrible game against the Bulls. Brad Weber off the back, Damien McKenzie, flat pass to Anton Leonard-Brown, up to the 5-meter line they go. Brad Weber, it is Jonah Lowe, backwards they go. Zane Capelli putting his head down. About 10 meters out now, Brad Weber. Anton Leonard-Brown gives it out to Liam Messon. Not gaining any ground as the Chiefs at the moment. Now Damien McKenzie out wide to Atu Molly. A little bit of a shamble there, but they got it back. 5 phases again. Josh Law taking it up. Chiefs looking really good. Gaining some really valuable ground at the moment. Atu Molly. Now Brad Weber, Damien McKenzie. Out it goes to Low again. Nankivel on the angle. Beautiful run there. 2 meters out now. Brad Weber. They need quick ball. Damien McKenzie. And is that a try or is it a forward pass? The try has been awarded to them. So 24 points to 5. A very flat pass to Damien McKenzie as he goes over for the try. 24 points to 5 with a conversion to come. And that could be just about the end of the game for the Brumbies now. Brilliant offloading from the Chiefs all around. And just that flat pass to Damien. Just too quick there and too slippery to be stopped. But brilliant running angle from Nankivel there. Getting the Chiefs bonus point try at the moment for them. Great stuff from the Chiefs. Really looking like that champion side that we know they can be. Damien McKenzie with the conversion attempt. He's been really solid at 10 today. He hasn't had too much space to run in himself, but he's created plenty of space for the rest of the players, especially for the wingers out there today. 6 minutes into the second half. The Chiefs well and truly ahead now. Let's see if he got to get this one. Looks like a good kick. That might just go in. Yes, it does. So 26 points to 5. The Chiefs now lead the Brumbies. And what a performance from them so far. Albert Twitter says it's all over now. Not looking good for the Wallabies for the Rugby Championship. Absolutely not. It's looking actually really bad for them. Restart taken in by Saint Capelli, and all the way up to halfway goes the Chiefs again. Leonard Brown at scrum half, gives it out to Luke Jacobson. He bundles his way over halfway. Now Takiyaho beating two defenders. Needs to get that ball out now. Brad Weber. Given to Aiden Ross. Just working their way up. This Chiefs side really looking great today. Slow ball coming back for Weber. Into the hands of Luke Jacobson again. Monster of a game by him today. Brad Weber out to Damien McKenzie. Goes high to the air. It is going to be chased by Jonah Lowe. And it's beautifully collected in the end by Lolasia. Inside his own 22. Makes the mark. And it is now an opportunity for them to get out of their own 22. Lolasia with a kick downfield. Got to find touch on the 10-meter line, but quickly thrown in by the Chiefs. Now Damien McKenzie. Out it goes to Sullivan. Puts it to the boot. Bit of space there for them. That's going to run into the 20, well, just outside the 22 into touch. So line out coming up for the Brumbies. 8 minutes into the second half. The Chiefs leading by 26 points to 5. Securing that bonus point try, 4-1 so far. Lonergan to throw this in. So the Brumbies really struggling in all sorts today, especially at scrum time. They've been manhandled by this Chiefs side. Lonergan throws it in. Darcy Swine takes it in for the Brumbies on their own 22, forming the maul there, trying to work their way up. Gaining a couple of meters so far. Still going strongly is this Brumbies maul now. Much better from them. Penalty advantage coming the way of the Brumbies now. Lonergan at the back puts it to the air. Was there penalty advantage or not? In the hands of Damien McKenzie, no. So they play on here. Chase Tia out to Nankival again. Switches with... it is Jonah Lowe there on the 10-meter line, just held up by Valentini, but somehow makes his way forward again. Now Damien McKenzie. Out it goes to Takiyaho. Over the 10-meter line inside their own half. Now the Chiefs. Weber with a kick downfield. And straight into the hands of Tom Banks. Oh no, Lolasia's got it. He makes his way up to the 10-meter line inside their own half. Lonergan. Now Cusack is on to the field for them as well. Lonergan again. Now they're working their way upfield through Lonergan. Lakeland Lonergan, that is. Now Ryan Lonergan, out it goes to Tom Banks. Now Lolasia stepping, beat Capelli. Driven down to the ground by Luke Jacobson, who steals it on the ground, gives it out to Atumoli. And here comes the Chiefs just outside the 22 now. Can they do something? Damien McKenzie out wide to Leonard Brown, stepping, still going. It was Chase Tia on that occasion. Now Takiao, Damien McKenzie. Out to Zane Capelli, overlap here for them. Steps back inside, 10 meters out now. The Chiefs looking really good again. Takiyaho. 10 meters out from the try line. Weber, Damien McKenzie. Great little pass to Lakeland Boshier. Offloads to Nankival. Try time under the post again for the Chiefs. And this is becoming a humiliation for the Brumbies. Should be 33 points to 5 now. After this try. But we are going to go up to the TMO though. So still 26 points to 5. Not going to change that just yet. Because I might have a feeling that this is not going to be awarded. But let's have a look and see. 30 minutes left in the second half. And let's see what the problem is there. Potential forward pass. I didn't see too much wrong. It was a very flat pass from Damien McKenzie to Lakeland Boshier. And then the offload to Nankival. I didn't really see any evidence that really went forward. That is a pretty flat pass from Damien McKenzie. So I would be very surprised if that is not given. Gary Bevan says Australian rugby has gone downhill in the last few years. Yeah, it is unfortunately the truth. You must just remember that rugby union in Australia is like the fifth or sixth sport in the country. So it's not as massive as it is in New Zealand and South Africa. But the try has been awarded, so it is going to be 33 points to 5 with 30 minutes left in this game. Unbelievable performance from the Chiefs today. Just totally dominating in all facets of the game. Achilles to say, Guru, I've been watching you from my other account for a very long time, and it's my first time commentating to your live stream now. It's always a pleasure to see you, man. Love your content, brother. Thank you so much, and appreciate the support from all the people so far. McInnery is now on for Lonergan in the hooking position. Restart from Lolasia, taken by D-Mac. Kicks it downfield, and he's going to find touch way deep into the half of the Brumbies, but quickly taken by Tom Banks. Up to the 10-meter line, up to halfway goes Tom Banks. Coming back now, Lonergan out to Alan Olatoa on halfway. Lonergan again, Lolasia. Now they try to have a run on their own here. Here's the Brumbies as well. A little knock on from Kata, I think, but the referee haven't seen it. They have lost ground, though, on their own 10-meter line. Lonergan kicks it downfield. Now Damien McKenzie going to have a run here. Still going is Damien McKenzie. Over halfway he goes. But they are going to get called back for obstruction there. So penalty to the Brumbies on a 10-meter line inside the Chiefs' half. 33 points to 5. The Chiefs are leading this game at the moment with 28 minutes to go in the second half. Tom Banks with a kick downfield. Achilles says, I'm a Bulls fan all out, but I really hope the Sharks get the win this time around. They have a good squad. Thanks there, Achilles. They got hammered by the Bulls last week. And one that I want to forget very quickly. So that kick from Noah Lolasia has found touch inside the 22. About, good kick 10 meters out from the try line here. And a chance for the Brumbies to hit back, maybe. It is currently 5 tries to 1. And Trask has replaced Jonah Lowe as well for the Chiefs now. Throw in taken by the forward Nick Frost for the Brumbies. They're driving their way up now. McInnery at the back of that. He's going to knock it on. And it is going to be a scrum down to the Chiefs. Great pressure from Josh Lord. He's had a fantastic game here for the Chiefs. The number 4 of the Chiefs. Great stuff from them. 27 minutes left in this game. 33 points to 5. The Chiefs absolutely hammering the Brumbies at the moment. Barry says, I take back what I said earlier. And Achilles says, don't worry, mate. When the Bulls lose to the Stormers or Shark, it hurts my heart deeply losing to them. Absolutely, a loss is never good, especially when you feel your team is the best in the comp. But what we are witnessing here between the Chiefs and the Brumbies, I would have never imagined a 28-point lead for the Chiefs with 26 minutes left in the game. Unbelievable stuff. We are going to have another scrum reset now, and it is going to be a feat to the Chiefs side. So some more replacements warming up now for the Brumbies. It is Isaac Fines just warming up for them, so he should come on after the scrum. Brad Weber has been phenomenal, but this whole Chiefs side has been really good today. I can't single out a single player who's been poor today in this Chiefs side. Really playing like champions today. Right, scrum feed from Brad Weber. About 10 meters from their own try line is the Chiefs now. Good solid scrum from them. Gives it out to Anton Leonard-Brown. Taking it up for them. Nankival over the 22-meter line. the Chiefs go. We're just still in sight. Now Brad Weber out to D-Mac, who kicks it downfield. And he's going to find touch roundabout on halfway. Good clearance kick from Damian McKenzie. 25 minutes left in this game. Aki said, I expected the Brumbies to win the Chiefs, or at least make a hard time like the Crusaders last week. I also expected it. I said the Chiefs by 10 for this game, but yeah, it's just been a one-way traffic here for the Brumbies today. For the Chiefs, unfortunately. Valentini takes the line out throw. Now Ikitoa up to halfway for the Brumbies. Lonergan trying to break free there. They're just inside Chiefs half now. It's Scott Sear, offloads beautifully to Cusack. Up to the 10-meter line they go now. Lonergan, there's a bit of space on the outside, but they decide to kick this forward. Damien McKenzie's got it for them. 5 meters from their own try line, and a bit of pressure is Trask. But he handles the pressure very well and puts it on into touch. Roundabout on halfway again. Quickly thrown in by the Brumbies. Tom Banks now. Tom Banks still going up to the 10-meter line. Fends off Damien McKenzie. Now big counter ruck from the Chiefs. And they might have stolen this. Or have they? The Brumbies still have possession though. On the 10-meter line inside Chiefs half. Now taken up by Nick Frost for the Brumbies. Lonergan. Out it goes to Lolasia. Oh, thumped in the tackle on the 10-meter line. But Anton Leonard-Brown could be in some serious trouble now. A very dangerous tackle there on Lolasia. And we'll have to wait and see if anything comes from this. So it looks like it's only going to be a penalty to the Brumbies. Ben O'Keefe having a very good game as referee today. Barry says, well, Utley said Reds definitely has what it takes. I don't think so. Maybe the Reds are only out to be competitive, but very slim. But you never know, they could be playing bad now. I think after they lose to the Crusaders today, I don't think the Reds might make it. Barry says, so anything can, with Australia franchise, they can maybe beat a few New Zealand teams. Barry says, maybe we're speaking too soon when we say no hope. Achilles says, that's a big if. So the conversation quite going on here in the chat room at the moment. We are going to have a look at that tackle, and I think Anton Leonard-Brown might be in a bit of trouble. But the fact that Lalicia did slip in that tackle could be seen as a bit of a mitigated factor. So I think in the end of the day, worst case, maybe yellow card, but I would just go for the penalty in this instance. We still got 24 minutes left, and if Leonard Brown have to leave the field now, it will make a big difference to this team. But common sense prevailed. Ben O'Keefe says the reason for only giving a penalty is because Lozisia did go down. So Tom Banks is going to try and put this into touch for them. Aki says the thing about Reds is they can't count on them when they played well. They might just disappoint the next game. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Crusaders today is going to try and hit back, trying to get that bonus point win. So I know it's Brisbane, but I do fancy the Crusaders to win that game by a massive score. Maybe 20 to 30 points, I would say. But, I mean, I might be wrong. The line-out's been taken by the Brumbies 10 meters out from the Chiefs try line now, mauling their way up through the middle. It is, it's a great little break from the replacement scrum half. And over they go is also, who is that player? Bailey Kunzeli, who gets over for the try for the Brumbies. So hopefully this is a comeback for them. 33 points to 12. It is now for the Chiefs with about 20 minutes of play left. Achilles says, I fancy the Cruisies to win by 30 plus. Yeah, I do feel that it is roundabout right. So 22 minutes left in this game. Can the Brumbies come back now? Bailey Kuenzele scoring that try for the Brumbies. 22 minutes is a very, very long time in this game. So 33 points to 12, 22 minutes to go. Let's see if the Brumbies have what it takes to hit back in this game. The Chiefs shouldn't let loose now. Making a few more replacements. On comes Oliver Norris in the place of Aiden Ross. And also Sowakulu on now in the place of, I think it is, let's see who replaces Messam. So Tom Banks takes that kick off and he's going to kick it downfield. Not going to find touch, however. Brad Weber, now a chance here for the replacement 23, who is Caleb Trask. The forwards now just taking it down. Brad Weber again, Damien McKenzie, Anton Leonard Brown on the 10-meter line inside Brumbies half. Brad Weber, Sowakulu, Damien McKenzie straightening the line is Caleb Trask. They do come back now about 10 meters out from the 22 now. Zane Capelli. Good little run from him as well. 5 phases already. Now Josh Lord puts his head down. They're just slowly but surely working their way up. Now they're going backwards. But there is space opened up in that movement. A chance here for Chase Tia. Up to over the 22-meter line they go now. Brad Weber, Sowakulu taking a charge at the players. Needs to get an offload going there. But a little knock-on from Sowakulu. And it's going to be a scrum down to the Brumbies just inside their own 22. Achilles says, if the Brumbies end up losing here by just a small margin, I will take my hat off for them. That would be an amazing comeback. No, absolutely. But expecting that the Brumbies might be the strongest of the Australian franchises, you would expect them to be a lot closer than they are currently with 21 minutes to go in this game. But yeah, it's tough times for the Australian franchises. There is an injury break at the moment to Henry Stowers, who's had a decent second half. He was very quiet in that first half for the Brumbies, but been a lot more alive in the second. 11 or 21 minutes to go in this game. The Chiefs still got their bonus point lead at the moment. 33 points to 12. I think it's 5 tries to 2 at the moment. So just securing, or is it 6 to 2? I think it's 5. Yeah, 5 tries to 2 so far to the Chiefs. Achilles also says, I feel like I'm talking too much. Hope you don't mind, Guru. Absolutely not. Enjoying the chat more than anything in this live streams. Right, scrum feed down now to Isaac Fines for the Brumbies. Just inside their own 22. The Brumbies have annihilated the Brumbies so far at scrum time as the Chiefs. So, I don't know, with all the replacements on now, maybe things will change. But the first half laid the foundation for the second half dominance from the Chiefs as well. 20 minutes to go. Scrum reset coming up again. Anything can happen in 20 minutes. It is a 21-point game at the moment. So expect this Brumbies to try and hit back really hard. Scrum feed inside their own 22. Isaac finds the referee calling another reset. So we've had about 5 or 6 minutes wasted in this game by scrum resets. And the guys who's following my streams before knows that I'm really getting frustrated when there's so many scrum resets in the game. Just feel you have to have 1 or 2, and then from there on, penalties or free kicks. It just kills down the game as a contest at the moment. Right, so we are setting up for another scrum reset now. Let's see what the Brumbies can do from inside their own 22. Will they just try and clear this ball? Goes in a big scrum from the Brumbies. But again, the scrum goes sideways and another scrum reset. Right, so now there's only 19 minutes left. Then Achilles also says, He really hopes that the Springboks can beat the Lions in this Lions tour. Gary says also, I can remember when the Brumbies was probably the best team in Super Rugby. Yeah, that time way back in, was it 2001? The Brumbies won against the Sharks in that final, thrashing the Sharks, I think, 32 points to 6 in the end. Right, so scrum finally works out, and now they've got a good scrum going as the Brumbies. Penalty coming for them as well. So those replacements now starting to work their magic for this Brumbies side. 18 and a half minutes to go. Atumoli getting penalized there, back for his first game after a long injury break from the game. Barry says it's good they bring you on subs for Brumbies. At least they can have more energy. Brumbies to maybe get back in the energy that they need. So quick lineup, or the lineup has not gone out, and the Chiefs on the attack again on halfway now. Let's see, Brad Weber with a kick downfield, looking for space, and beautifully taken by Noah Lalasia. But we are coming back for a penalty to the Chiefs on halfway. 18 minutes left in this game. Barry says, I like your confidence. And then you've got Spark. It's good. Yeah. Right. So penalty on halfway here for the Chiefs. And a chance for them to put that into the 22 of the Brumbies. Finds a touch run about 5 meters inside the 22 of the Brumbies. Right, let's see if the Chiefs can get one more try. Sure, if they score now, it's definitely game, set, and match. If it isn't already. Chiefs with the throw in, Takiyaho. Can't find Capelli, and it's been turned over by the Brumbies now. Lolasia with a little chip kick over the top. It is collected by Cusack for the Brumbies. And, is there going to be a penalty advantage? Fines having a run here. Bumping off two players up to the 10-meter line. He goes. Now Valentini, Lolasia. Out it goes to Nick Frost over halfway. The Brumbies looking good now. Fines again. Now they're looking a bit more lively. That little spark Barry was talking about. Fines again. Now it's Tom Banks straightening the line, but not really gaining any ground with it. And the ball comes back to the Chiefs side. Josh Lord, but into the hands it goes of Kata. And the Brumbies still got possession now on the 10-meter line. Can they do something with this? Comes out Ira Simone. Tom Wright. Can Tom Wright find a bit of space? Puts it on the boot behind Damien McKenzie. Chasing down on Damien McKenzie, but he's done well to get this. And now Damien McKenzie having a run and a seriously dangerous tackle there on Damien McKenzie from Darcy Swine. And advantage being played now to them. Chase Tia puts it on the boot. Caleb Clark got us. Still going as the Chiefs back inside to Anton Leonard-Brown. And this is going to be try time to the Chiefs in the corner. Great work from them. And what a try from the Chiefs, counter-attacking from inside their own 22. Great try in the end. 38 points to 12 it is now. Unbelievable stuff from the Chiefs today. Right. How about that tackle from Darcy Swine on Damien McKenzie? He could be in trouble as well. Brumbies could end up playing with 14 men for the next 10 minutes as well. Yep, it's over for the Brumbies surely now. And that tackle from Darcy Swine is a pretty bad one as well. I would imagine that he might get a yellow card for that one as well. Victor Dastil says, Chiefs taking it away now. Exactly. Right, will he get a yellow card for that, or will the referee Ben O'Keefe be lenient on it? But it was pretty bad, so one would imagine that it will be a yellow card for that. Did Damien McKenzie move downwards, or did he slip? What is the call there? Initially was on his shoulder, and then it moved up to his neck. And unfortunately, for Darcy Swine, he didn't pull out of the tackle. So let's see. Referee decision coming up. Yep, it looks like it's going to be a yellow card to Darcy Swine here. And things are just going from bad to worse for them. Alan Alatoa getting the news from Ben O'Keefe. There goes Darcy Swine. So with 15 minutes left in this game, he will be back with just 5 minutes left in the second half. Achilles says rugby became so soft these days. Absolutely agree with you. They shouldn't turn rugby into a sissy game like soccer, honestly, says Achilles. Yeah, it's one of those things, unfortunately, player safety coming first, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Too many easy yellow cards these days. What would have been a penalty about 2 years ago is now a straight yellow card. And with 15 minutes to go, this game is all done and dusted for the Chiefs now. Conversion from Damien McKenzie. Look at the confidence as it goes straight through the middle. It is 40 points to 12. The Chiefs now well and truly over the try line. Yeah, I think it's 6 tries to 2, if I'm not wrong. Right, let's see. Barry says you got a point there. So with 15 minutes to go, 28 points the difference, and a massive victory coming up for the Chiefs here. With 15 minutes and a yellow card to work with is the Brumbies now. Zane Capelli takes it off from the kickoff. Nice collection there from him. Now it's taken in. There's a replacement scrum off onto the field now. I think it is Xavier Rose on for the Chiefs as well. Number 21, yes. Right, so kick ahead from the Chiefs now. Poihipi also on for Sullivan. So now Tom Banks is going to try and run this from inside his own 22. Makes it about 10 meters outside before getting stopped. Hooper also on for Stowers now. Finds with the ball in hand. Nolasia taken forward there by Ross. Now Kata. Kata trying to break through a few defenders. Beats 2 before being brought down by Sowakulu. Now Nolasia back inside to Tom Banks again. Up to the 10-meter line goes the Brumbies inside their own half. The Brumbies are finding it really hard to get over that advantage line. And now Fine's just waiting for that ball. 7 phases already. Little offload to Kata. Might have been forward. Yes, it is. And the referee will call them back for a penalty to the Brumbies. Let's see what messages I've forgotten there. Barry says they're protecting them like the minnows in grade 1 or something. Then Eric here, how do you think our SA teams would fare against the Aussie sides? I think we would do probably the same what the New Zealand franchises are doing to them at the moment. Aki says we would crush the Aussies, in my opinion. New Zealand is a different story. Who do you support, Chiefs or Brumbies? Achilles says, I support the Brumbies. Yeah, it's been a pretty bad day for the Brumbies. With 13 minutes left, they now have a chance. 10 meters inside the Chiefs' half to get some points. Taken off the back now. Finds with a little dab ahead from Lolasia. Beautifully collected by Ira Simoni. Inside the 22 goes the Brumbies now. Finds gives it out to Nick Frost. Going forward, another penalty advantage coming away at the Brumbies now. About 15 meters out from the try line. Lolasia gives it out to Kata. Kata trying to cut through 2 defenders there, but not getting ahead. Finds again. Now Tom Banks running in on the angle. Still inside the 22. Coming back for a penalty. Oh, and was that a little knock on from Fines or not? Referee says no, we're coming back for the penalty. So Achilles Guru, when are we going to have a beer? It's still a little bit early. It's about 10 to 11 SA time, so I'll probably maybe start with the game between the Sharks and the Stormers a bit later today. But I think it is pretty cold this side, so we might just go with maybe a Chiripico or maybe a Muscadel. Who knows? The line out for the Brumbies taken 5 meters from the try line. They're now trying to bash their way over through a maul, but the Chiefs doing great counter mauling that. And now another chance. Lolasia losing it with a back door. Kata picks it out for the Brumbies just outside the 22, and now held up by Lakeland Bosher. He's stolen it in the air for the Chiefs now, going up to the 10-meter line. Xavier Rowe, now Leonard Brown. Another run here, beautifully broken through by Luke Jacobson. Probably a man of the match performance today from him. Here comes the Chiefs on the attack. Chase Tiatia, beautiful offload, but a little knock on from Nankivel. And we are going to have a scrum about 5 meters inside the Chiefs' half. 10 minutes to go, or 11 minutes to go. Barry says it's bad for them, the Brumbies now, but at least give them support anyway, the least we can do. Yeah, thinking back on last week when the Bulls absolutely trashed me, I had to keep my head high and just keep continuing with the commentary, but I felt really hurt inside. But at the end of the day, we need to support them, win or lose. Achilles says 100% going to be here to support your team beating the Stormers. I don't like the Stormers at all, says Achilles. Well, they're not bad. I do love all the South African franchises and I support all of them. But the Sharks I fancy. They're obviously my own team. And then the Bulls are playing a really good brand of rugby at the moment. So with 10 minutes to go in this game, the Brumbies looking for a try. But they are a man down at the moment as well with the yellow card. 5 minutes still left on that. Scrum down 5 meters inside the half of the Chiefs. Scrum feed by Fines. Solid scrum. Trying to work their way up now. Penalty. No, not a penalty. Just a scrum reset coming up again. 10 minutes to go in this game. Chiefs leading by 40 points to 12. Barrises also feel very hurt that they missed that kick. The one Lolasia missed the one last week against the Crusaders, I think you're referring to. Is it, Barry? Right, so 9.5 minutes now left in this game. Can the Brumbies get a consolation try or two from this? Scrum feed coming from Fines now. Big scrum needed from the Brumbies, but it looks like the Chiefs have got the better of them. But they do get the ball out the back. Fines under pressure. Now Tom Wright working his way up to halfway for the Brumbies. Fines again. Now Ira Simoni. Tom Banks trying to run over halfway. There's a penalty advantage, I think, coming for the Brumbies. The forward's just taking it up, but no way forward really. Lolasia gets caught behind the advantage line. Now finds again to Lolasia. Nice little offload to Valentini. And there's a chance now here. Tom Wright. Tom Wright still going. Inside the 22. Kicked forward by the Brumbies player. And it should be a try here. But unfortunately, the touchline or the touch judge got his flag up for being out. Oh, that was so close. Would have been a beautiful... Oh, yeah, there is into touch. So good call from the touchline assistant referee there. But the Brumbies did look really good at the moment. Right. So with 8 minutes to go, the Chiefs now have a defensive line out about 10 meters from their own try line. They say the Chiefs are the only side capable of beating the Crusaders. I don't know. I do fancy the Blues as well, but For some reason, they can't play against the Crusaders. Right, so Sowakulu taking it up for the Chiefs to just outside of 22 now. Damien McKenzie with the kick downfield, finding Tom Banks. Tom Banks are now going to have a run from his own 10-meter line. It is a good run there from Hansen. Over halfway to go, but it looks like the Chiefs have turned this over again. Xavier Rowe now puts it to the boot, and it is chased down by Chase Tia now. But well done by Noah Lillisia. Now it comes out to Tom Wright again. He's going to put it to the boot from inside his own 22. Finds Damien McKenzie on halfway. Another kick downfield by Caleb Trask is going to go into touch about 5 meters out from the 22 of the Brumbies. Right, we've got 7 or 6.5 minutes to go, guys. Tonight, the Brumbies have made 167 tackles to the average of 107 per game. So a lot of defending from them. And they've got the line out. Fine's got it down. Lodisia. Back it goes to Hansen, making his way over the 22-meter line. But it coming very, very slowly for the Brumbies. Now Tom Banks caught just inside his own 22 now. About 10 meters from the left-hand touch line. They're now going to try and work their way upfield. They need to run every single ball. Now Lodisia with a little cross kick. But beautifully collected by Damien McKenzie. Out it goes to Chase Tia. Another nice little offload. Couldn't get controlled by Caleb Trask. And a knock-on advantage now to the Brumbies. Lodisia. Out it goes to Tom Banks. Now they need to move this wide to Tom Wright. But first of all, Hansen breaks free up to halfway for the Brumbies. 5.5 minutes to go. Lodisia bashing it up. This is one of the forwards now. The forwards really working their way up now for the Brumbies. But under pressure there at ruck time. Still coming back 5 phases now. Run from Hansen again. That ball is not going to work out for him. And Damien McKenzie is having a run. But unfortunately into touch on halfway. Just over halfway. Great counter run from Damien McKenzie there. Just reading the game very well there. Basically had 1 meter on the side of the touch line, and he managed to make about 20 to 30 meters with that. Barry says Chiefs have had many opportunities to win in Christchurch in finals, but didn't get it. Mistakes let them down. Absolutely. Right, throw in now from McInnery for the Brumbies, taken in by Darcy Swine, now back onto the field. Still shows the yellow card though, but he is back on the field. So on halfway, the Brumbies trying to maul this up now. A chance here, Lodisia now finds Tom Banks. Tom Banks over halfway again. Good defense from the Chiefs with 4.5 minutes to go. Bashing it up is Harrison Lloyd and Tom Ross doing well now. Fine. Oh, there's a terrible tackle there on one of the Brumbies players. Or did I just see it very wrong? Let's have another look at that. Might have mistaken. Oh no, it wasn't that terrible. It was Nankivel on Tom Banks. Just under the shoulder length. Good tackle. It just looked pretty mean there. It would have been good for Chiefs if they won, because they would be the first team in 12 years to beat the Crusaders in a final. Referring to the final of Super Rugby Aotearoa. But in the end, the Crusaders just too strong. So let's see what the Chiefs can do. Damien McKenzie. Out it goes to Anton Leonard Brown and slices straight through. And he's going still upfield, up to the 22, not held. Now it comes back. Josh Lord. Damien McKenzie left it behind. Is Nankivel kicked forward by Nick Frost. Still going is Nick Frost. The chase is on now Two big lock forwards chasing after that ball. And Damien McKenzie coming to recover there inside their own 22. It is Caleb Trask who gets the ball out to roundabout on the 10-meter line inside their own half. Great effort from Nick Frost there, but the chase from Josh Lord put him under pressure, and the race of the big block forwards was, I would say, is a draw in this case. So many good performances today from all of these players in the Chiefs side. You can't really say who would be man of the match. Right, throwing from McInnery, finds Darcy Swine, finds, off it goes to number 22, which is Bailey Kunzeli, up to 5 meters out from the 22 now, having another run. This guy is pretty good, as Kunzeli for the Brumbies. Nick Fines gets caught behind the advantage line, and a little knock on from Tom Wright. It's going to be a scrum down to the Chiefs with 2 minutes to go. Barry says Chiefs beating Crusaders in final in Christchurch would have been amazing. It would have been. Right, so after this game coming up is the Reds versus the Crusaders, but unfortunately I will not be doing that live stream, as I will have to prepare for the Stormers Sharks game starting at 1 o'clock SA time. So anyone looking to join in on that, we will be doing it from 1 p.m. SA time. Albert says, thank you for your usual for great commentary. Good luck for the Sharks team. I think the Sharks by 7 at home, says Albert. Then Achilles says, if a team counts too much on one player, that's where the biggest mistake rises. I think you're referring to Damien McKenzie, which the Chiefs relied too much on for that final, and he actually had a pretty damn bad game. Xavier Rowe feeds and spills off the back. Luke Jacobson taking it in for the Brumbies, for the Chiefs, sorry. Now Xavier Rowe inside his own 22, gives it out to Bradley Slater. Xavier Rowe just controlling, but penalty coming to the Brumbies. Holding on to the ball there on the ground was Oliver Norris. And one last chance with a minute to go here for the Brumbies. Lolasia is going to kick this about 10 meters out from the Chiefs try line. Throwing coming from McInnery now. Right, last movement, 30 seconds to go in this game. 40 points to 12. The Chiefs leading the Brumbies at the moment. And a great victory for them today. Every player played really well. Darcy Swine taking it up for the Brumbies. Now Cusack off the back. 5 meters out now. Can Fines do something here? Giving it out to Kuzelli. Fines again, and it's going to be Valentini to go over for the final try of this game. And this game should end up in 40 points to 19. So well done from the Brumbies to finally get over for one last try in this game. But it's been the Chiefs all the way today. McKenzie can't handle pressure. Honestly, he's such a talented player. He's very good at his position, but just can't handle pressure, says Achilles. So, yeah, that's the end of this game, guys. It's 40 points to 19. Victory for the Chiefs in the end. And pretty disappointing from a very good Brumbies side, really. Just not able to match this Chiefs side at home today. Unfortunately, guys, 9 out of 9 for the New Zealand franchises so far. And with the Crusaders Reds game coming up just after this, you would fancy New Zealand going 10 from 10. But, yeah, it's going to be quite tough, and we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Anu said, thanks for the commentary. See you again for the Sharks versus Stormers. Then Achilles also said, if Chiefs played like this against the Crusaders, we would have seen a much closer and interesting game. Absolutely. Every single player in this Chiefs side were really good today. But yeah, thanks you guys for joining in for this live commentary game. I will see you guys again at 1 p.m. SA time for that big game between the Sharks and the Stormers. Until then, guys, thank you for joining in. See you guys next time. Cheers for now.